Hello, everybody. I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show. I'm on the road still, but we'll be back over the weekend, and I should be back in the archive on Monday, so we'll have a live show then. Friday is traditionally when I tried to show a bunch of advertising, and this is when I super saturate you with the same brand or product. And today is Cool Whip. I did a big project where we digitized a lot of stuff for Duke's AdViews archive, where they have lots and lots and lots of advertising. And we digitized more than 10,000 TV commercials, including the history of Cool Whip. Cool Whip was marketed originally by Birdseye as a non-dairy whip topping, even though it had dairy in it. And they got called out on it. There was some milk aspect that was in it. I think it was casein is what they call it. But and now there's actually skim milk in it. So they don't call themselves a non-dairy anymore because of that. But it was this, like, whipped cream is wonderful, but it has a limited shelf life. And so Birdseye, I think, made this. They sold it to be frozen because that's what Birdseye did. They froze everything. Then you could thaw it and you could use it, like, conveniently. And I think it had a longer shelf life. But it was almost entirely like different types of, like cooking oils or like coconut oil, a variety of different things. I looked this up. What's in it? Water, hydrogenated vegetable oil, high fructose corn syrup, skim milk, light cream, sodium caseinate, natural and artificial flavors, xanthan and guar gum, etc., etc. And where was I going with that? But it's gross. Like, I'm sorry. It's gross compared to real cream, whipped cream. It's gross. And of all the commercials that I digitized when I was doing this AdViews project, and I did a lot of it, I feel like it was like almost a year of digitizing stuff. There was one set of commercials that made me mad, like really infuriated me, and it was the Cool Whip commercials featuring Sarah Tucker. And what's interesting to me is, like, so the company that made these was Benton and Bowles. They were the ones that made the ads and the ad campaigns, and they were amazing. Like, they basically created Saturday Morning, I think. They created how to market cereal to children, like all these amazing but also evil types of things. And the real evil came out in watching Sarah Tucker of Tucker In and the Cool Whip commercials. And I think I know why. Is it came out around the same time as some other, like, interesting kind of folksy older people who knew it all, and they were touting this product. So, like, Pampers had this older British nanny who would tell the new mothers, like, well, I'm a traditional nanny. I know what I'm talking about. But Pampers, and especially the brand new Pampers, are the ones that you want for your kids. And then Crest did the same thing. They had this guy, this old, like, guy that worked at a drugstore. And he, he's been around, but he knows that the new Crest with blah, blah fluoride, they're always introducing some new thing, is the best. And so this is a continuation of that. So Sarah Tucker, and I feel like this was in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, where there was this kind of, like, return to the traditional values that was happening culturally, politically. And so, they were tapping into that, like, what somebody wants, what a young parent or a young consumer wants, is the guidance of an old, established, status quo person. And so the premise of the Cool Whip ads, as you'll see, is that it's this very popular bed and breakfast called Tucker Inn that's, quaint, wonderful, fresh food. And Sarah Tucker makes these beautiful, delightful desserts, but uses this knockoff fake whipped cream. And something about it just drives me nuts. It really angers me. That was like the line. That might have been like at the end of it where I was like, I'm done. All right, I'm finished with this. It has finally damaged my brain enough to where I cannot tolerate. So these ads make me furious. Thankfully, the whole of what I'm showing today is not just her. There's other variations, including some early ads for Cool Whip. So anyways, you want to know how to drive me crazy is make me watch a bunch of Cool Whip ads featuring Sarah Tucker, the evil Sarah Tucker. All right. I hope you have as much fun watching these things about Cool Whip as I did presenting them. Maybe they'll not make you as mad as me. Maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe you can watch this. You can figure out. Maybe there's some other thing in here that just drove me nuts that really you also have discovered. In spite of that, you might not like the show, but maybe you like the concept. So give us a thumbs up or a like. You can also support us with the Super Thanks button. Go to ko-fi.com/avgeeks. That's another way to support us. Patreon.com/avgeeks. Another way to support us. And also just watch other videos that we have online. Enjoy this delicious topping for your lunch. And I think part of this is I did eat Cool Whip frozen Cool Whip out of a container when I was a bored kid home from summer vacation, and I would do this weird binge snacking, and that was like, ooh, Cool Whip, frozen Cool Whip. Disgusting. All right. Everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you live on Monday. Take care.
You're still my favorite dancer.
And you're still my favorite girl.
And here's your favorite dessert. Happy anniversary from Tucker Inn.
Dear, that looks like the strawberry shortcake you've been making for 40 years.
Only I use Cool Whip.
Cool Whip? It tastes so fresh.
It tastes as fresh as my own. That's why I won't use anything but Cool Whip. You know something? Neither will I.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Tastes fresh as homemade.
Ah, great barbecue, Sarah.
Thanks, Roy.
For a Yankee.
Oh, look, Roy. Old-fashioned peach pie with homemade topping, just like my mama's.
Only I use Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. It tastes so fresh.
That's why I won't use anything else.
Cool Whip tastes fresh as homemade. Wait till I tell Mama.
Just don't tell her you got it from a Yankee.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Tastes fresh as homemade.
Oh,
So you're Sarah Tucker.
we haven't seen each other since home economics class in 19...
Never mind. Lunch is being served.
Sarah, you're still making cherry pie the way we were taught, with fresh cherries and homemade topping.
Only now I use Cool Whip.
Cool Whip? It tastes so fresh.
That's why I won't use anything else.
It tastes fresh as homemade.
No wonder you did so well on home ec.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Tastes fresh as homemade.
Chrissy, what's with the pudding?
I'm kissing it.
Kissing it? What for?
To make it deserted.
Cool Whip, kiss your pudding. Wake up, dessert you serve with a kiss of Cool Whip topping. You make dessert. Dessert.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes fresh as homemade. So kiss your everyday desserts with Cool Whip.
Chrissy, where'd you learn to kiss like this? With a kiss of Cool Whip topping. You make dessert. Dessert. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
How about some Christmas cheer, Tucker style?
Look at all those desserts. Could I have some spice cake, please? Sure. Date nut cake, please.
That apple pie looks like my mother's, homemade topping and all.
Only I use Cool Whip.
Tastes fresh as homemade.
That's why I wouldn't use anything else.
Can I have some more Cool Whip?
All you want. Merry Christmas.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Tastes fresh as homemade.
Ah, Tucker-in is charming.
We love coming here for the holidays.
Yeah, turkey dinner with all the trimmings.
Sarah, dinner was superb.
In America, it's not a holiday dinner without pumpkin pie.
With homemade topping.
No, I use Cool Whip.
Tastes as fresh as your topping.
That's why I wouldn't use anything else.
Formidable.
But that means terrific.
Oh,
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
tastes fresh as homemade.
And what would you like for dessert, sweetheart? I'll have some chocolate pudding, my dear. And butterscotch for me.
How about some of the real thing?
Oh, yeah! This looks like Grandma's pudding. Yeah, with homemade topping.
Only I use Cool Whip. Know why?
Why?
Because Cool Whip tastes fresh as your grandma's homemade topping.
My dear, I think you should use Cool Whip in all your puddings from now on.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Tastes fresh as homemade.
Happy birthday, Laura.
Happy birthday, Laura.
Oh, chocolate nut cake, my favorite. Oh, you shouldn't have, Sarah. But I'm glad you did.
Here, you get the first piece.
With homemade topping.
No, with Cool Whip. It tastes fresh as homemade.
You're right. Cool Whip tastes fresh as my mom's homemade topping.
That's why I wouldn't use anything else.
I guess with age comes wisdom.
Sweet.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping, now in the extra large recipe size.
The strawberries look great this year.
It's our best crop ever.
My guests will love them. Say, why don't you come to Tucker Inn for lunch?
Terrific. Hey, our fresh strawberries with your fresh homemade topping.
No, with Cool Whip.
Cool Whip? It tastes fresh as homemade.
That's why I wouldn't use anything else.
You know, Sarah, between the three of us, we turn out a dynamite dessert.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping, now in the extra large recipe size.
That was some turkey dinner.
Wow, pumpkin pie.
Wait, it's not ready yet.
It's not?
Excuse me, Nancy. At Tucker Inn, pumpkin pie isn't pumpkin pie without Cool Whip topping.
Oh, I didn't know.
Here, try it with Cool Whip.
Cool Whip tastes fresh as my homemade topping.
That's why I wouldn't use anything else.
Sarah, are you taking reservations for next year?
It's just not dessert without Cool Whip. Tastes fresh as homemade.
Thanks so much.
How about some coffee and dessert before you go?
Love it.
Help yourself, I'll get the coffee.
This carrot cake looks great.
Oh, it's not great yet.
It's not?
It's not dessert without Cool Whip topping.
Cool Whip tastes fresh. I'd swear you made it yourself.
That's why I wouldn't use anything else.
And I thought they kept coming back for my music.
It's just not dessert without Cool Whip. Tastes fresh as homemade. That'll top it perfectly.
Stop right there, Sarah Tucker. What's the idea telling my class not to use Cool Whip?
Oh, I found something that tastes better.
Better.
New improved Cool Whip. It has a fresher, creamier taste because it's made with dairy ingredients.
Is fresher.
Creamier.
What do you think of my lesson now?
Oh, looks like even an old teacher can learn something new.
New improved Cool Whip whip topping with dairy ingredients.
A fresher, creamier taste.
Don't tell Sarah.
Don't tell Sarah what.
Well, I thought I'd try a dairy topping.
Fine, but taste is what counts.
Right.
So try new Cool Whip extra creamy dairy recipe.
Another Cool Whip?
It's delicious.
Cool Whip wouldn't make it any other way.
Extra creamy.
Tastes fresh as homemade, too.
Taste is what counts.
Cool Whip whip topping, original and new extra creamy dairy recipe.
Two great fresh as homemade tastes. Things will never be the same at Tucker Inn. Because starting today, I'm serving a new topping. Not just any new topping. Now there's another Cool Whip, an extra creamy dairy recipe. But it's not dairy that's so exciting. It's this extra creamy, fresh as homemade taste. And taste is what counts at Tucker Inn.
Great topping.
Delicious. See what I mean?
Cool Whip whip topping, original and new extra creamy dairy recipe.
Two great fresh as homemade tastes.
Year after year, people keep coming back to Tucker Inn. I'm Sarah Tucker. And one of the reasons folks come back is my good, fresh desserts. I only top them with Cool Whip. It's got a great, fresh taste.
Is this Cool Whip, Sarah? It sure tastes fresh.
It's Cool Whip. Told you it was Cool Whip.
The
The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip, non-dairy whipped topping. Year after year, people keep coming back to Tucker Inn. And when they do, it's like seeing an old friend.
Hello, Sarah Tucker.
Welcome back to Tucker Inn.
Good to be back.
Sarah, those strawberries look luscious.
I picked them fresh for tonight's dessert.
We'll see you later, Sarah.
Okay. I'm Sarah Tucker, and I like to think it's my good fresh food that brings folks back. Especially my desserts. I don't just top them. I top them with Cool Whip, and only Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. It's got a great fresh taste, and my guests know a fresh taste when they get one.
This topping sure tastes fresh.
It must be Cool Whip.
Are you sure? What is this topping, Sarah? It sure tastes fresh.
It's Cool Whip.
I told you it was Cool Whip.
The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping. Year after year, people keep coming back to Tucker Inn. I'm Sarah Tucker, and I like to think it's my good fresh food that brings folks back. Especially my desserts. I only top them with Cool Whip. It's got a great fresh taste.
Is this Cool Whip, Sarah? It sure tastes fresh.
It's Cool Whip.
Told you it was Cool Whip.
The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping.
This old tree's been making apples for Tucker Inn as long as I've been making apple pies. I'm Sarah Tucker, and these fresh greenings are the best.
Your pies are the best, Sarah.
Because I top them with Cool Whip. Only Cool Whip. Why? Cool Whip has a great fresh taste.
This topping tastes fresh.
It's gotta be Cool Whip. It's Cool Whip.
I knew it.
Oh! The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping.
You ask her.
You ask her.
You've been to Sarah Tucker's Inn before. You ask her.
Shh, here comes Sarah now. What's the question? Well, Sarah, we've been wondering, how come you always use Cool Whip whip topping?
How do you know it's Cool Whip?
I know Cool Whip.
Tastes fresh.
That's why I use Cool Whip, because it tastes fresh. When you know Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping, you know a fresh taste. Morning, Miss Tucker. Shh. My guests are sleeping. Early every morning, the farm brings fresh food to Tucker Inn.
Now look at these strawberries, Sarah.
Tonight, there'll be homemade strawberry shortcake.
Homemade.
That's Cool Whip.
Cool Whip? Tastes as good as homemade.
That's why I always use Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping. It tastes as good as homemade. Quiet now. I have an announcement. No more Cool Whip at Tucker Inn.
Sarah.
Never thought I'd see the day.
We're using a new topping. Taste it.
I'll be honest. Tastes even better than Cool Whip.
Tastes as fresh as homemade. Homemade, right. What is it, Sarah?
New improved Cool Whip.
Oh.
It does taste as fresh as homemade.
I'll say it's improved.
New improved Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. Now tastes as fresh as homemade.
Tucker's making ice cream. Ice cream. Let's go.
I've been making fresh ice cream for my guests at Tucker Inn long as I can remember. Only one thing's changed. Now I top it with Cool Whip.
Wow. Sarah, this is Cool Whip?
It's Cool Whip.
It's got a real fresh taste.
That's why I always use Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping. It's got a real fresh taste.
Hurry, Sarah, before she suspects something.
Just putting on the Cool Whip.
Happy birthday!
Compliments of Tucker Inn. Now make a wish.
Wish I didn't need so many candles. What's this on top, Sarah?
It's Cool Whip.
Saw her put it on myself.
Got a real fresh taste.
That fresh taste is why I always use Cool Whip. Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping. It has a real fresh taste.
Sarah, only to reach Tucker Inn would we drive through this storm.
You must be exhausted.
Hungry.
I saved you a snack in the kitchen. Come on.
What a finish. Fresh peach pie.
Topped with another fresh taste.
Bet it's Cool Whip, Sarah.
You know I wouldn't use anything else when Cool Whip has such a real fresh taste.
Sure does.
Cool Whip, non-dairy whip topping. It has a real fresh taste. I'm Sarah Tucker. My theory is never fool with success. And at Tucker Inn, Cool Whip is one big success because of its real fresh taste. Sure, I've tried others, like that new frozen dairy topping, but Cool Whip stays whipped for 2 weeks in the refrigerator. So it looks good whether you use it today, tomorrow, or next week. That dairy topping doesn't promise that. Toppings come and go. But at Tucker Inn, Cool Whip stays. Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. Tastes fresh, stays whipped.
Sarah Tucker, you're in for a surprise. No Cool Whip.
No Cool Whip at Tucker Inn.
Hold on. Here's the surprise.
New improved Cool Whip. Let's try it.
Hoping you'd say that.
Does taste better than before.
Yeah. You know what this fresh taste reminds me of?
Homemade.
Right.
New Cool Whip does taste as fresh as homemade. Won't my guests be surprised? New improved Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping now tastes as fresh as homemade.
Sarah Tucker, did I hear right?
Yeah.
If you heard there's no Cool Whip, you heard right.
Strawberries without Cool Whip?
At Tucker Inn?
Now wait. This is a new topping. Better than Cool Whip.
That I've got to try.
Sure tastes fresh.
This fresh taste reminds me of
Homemade.
Right.
What is it, Sarah?
New improved Cool Whip.
Oh.
Now tastes as fresh as homemade.
I'll say.
New improved Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. Now tastes as fresh as homemade.
Aha! There you are, Sarah.
Hildy, how's our local reporter?
Oh, curious. Why, your guests keep raving over the food here at Tucker Inn.
It's no secret. I insist on fresh food with a homemade taste.
Did you say homemade?
I did. Cool Whip tastes as fresh as homemade. Have some.
It does taste as fresh as homemade. Any reservations open for tonight, Sarah?
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade. In celebration of the holidays with my own family at Tucker Inn.
Sarah, you made Grandma's Black Forest cake.
You know, I haven't had that fresh taste in years.
Made Grandma's topping, too.
It's Cool Whip.
It's not Grandma's homemade topping.
Taste it.
Well, this fresh taste reminds me of
Grandma's homemade. Grandma would have been proud of you.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade.
Sarah at table 5 wants to see you.
Oh? Can I help you?
I have to tell you, Sarah, this dessert is heavenly. And the topping tastes so fresh, homemade.
Give her the recipe and the secret to this topping.
Oh, it's no secret. It's Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. Such a fresh taste.
Right, fresh as homemade.
That's why I serve it at Tucker Inn.
Sarah, table 3 wants to see you.
Oh? Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade.
Sarah, I'll pass up the dessert.
Oh, and miss the Tucker Inn special? Cherry cheesecake.
Delicious topping. This is special.
Don't know what you're missing.
Tastes so fresh. Made this topping yourself, huh?
No, it's Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
You know what this fresh taste reminds me of?
Homemade. Sarah, I'll have a little.
Cool Whip does it every time. Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade.
Kettle, Sarah, paint's wet.
Oh, how about a Tucker Inn dessert?
Have my wife's homemade applesauce cake. World's best.
Looks delicious.
Enough for 2?
Okay.
Sarah, my wife never adds topping.
That's not just topping, it's Cool Whip.
We've tried toppings, but
Taste it.
tastes even better with Cool Whip. Such a fresh taste.
Fresh as homemade.
Wait till I tell the missus.
Maybe she'll tell me her recipe. Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade. Have I a surprise for you, Mrs. Foster? Remember that recipe you gave me?
A strawberry supreme.
My favorite.
It's on the Tucker Inn menu today.
Sarah, you've changed my recipe. Added a topping.
That's not just a topping. That's Cool Whip.
I tried toppings.
It's your strawberry supreme. Tastes even better with the Cool Whip.
This Cool Whip has a real fresh taste.
Fresh as homemade.
Sarah, I'm rewriting my recipe to include Cool Whip.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade.
Sarah, the delivery man left this new frozen dairy topping. He wants your opinion.
My opinion, it won't taste like Cool Whip.
Now, let's taste it.
Doesn't taste like Cool Whip.
Doesn't? And my guests love Cool Whip.
They love its fresh taste.
Real fresh. So why change?
What do we tell the delivery man?
The truth. Toppings come and go. But at Tucker Inn, Cool Whip stays. Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. It's got a real fresh taste.
I thought you were my friend, Sarah Tucker.
What's wrong?
I made your apple crisp recipe, but Bill said it's not as good as yours.
Well, let's try it together.
Still not right.
It's not finished. To me, it's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
Sure tastes fresh.
Wouldn't use anything else.
Bill's gonna love it. Sarah, you're a great cook and a real pal.
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
It's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
Guess who's coming for a visit?
Uh-oh, Uncle Emery.
Sarah, this dessert isn't good enough for Tucker Inn.
The gingerbread's not finished, Emery. To me, it's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
Does taste fresh.
I wouldn't use anything else.
Now, it's not only good enough for guests, it's good enough for family.
Emery, a compliment from you.
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
It's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
I should have known better than to invite the famous Sarah Tucker to dinner.
All I said was that your grandmother's cherry cobbler recipe could be even better.
My grandmother's recipe?
Well, to me, it's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
Tastes fresh, even better.
I wouldn't use anything but Cool Whip back at Tucker Inn.
Grandmother would have liked you, Sarah.
Why, Horace,
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
it's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
Aunt Sarah, help. Tom says my applesauce cake is good, but it can't win a ribbon.
You can't win if it's not finished.
It's not finished?
Well, to me, it's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip. I wouldn't use anything but Cool Whip at Tucker Inn.
It tastes fresh. The winner.
And thanks to my Aunt Sarah Tucker for all her help.
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
It's just not dessert without the great fresh taste of Cool Whip.
How about some Cool Whip for these berries, Sarah?
Oh, berries this fresh deserves something better than Cool Whip.
What's better than Cool Whip?
New improved Cool Whip. Tastes even fresher, even more like homemade.
Sarah, where's the Cool Whip?
Cake this fresh should get something better, Mr. Kincaid.
What's better than Cool Whip?
New improved Cool Whip. You like it?
I'll let you know.
Introducing new improved Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
Tastes fresher, even more like homemade.
Sometimes it takes so little to make dessert.
I just put a little Cool Whip on top.
Honey, you sure do spoil me.
I just put a little Cool Whip on top.
To make your everyday desserts really special, top them off with Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. Cool Whip tastes fresh as homemade. That's why it makes dessert.
I just put a little Cool Whip on top.
Cool Whip introduces the disappearing yogurt pie. It's so delicious
Watch it disappear.
and so creamy
Watch it disappear.
and so easy you can make it in only 5 minutes. Just mix crushed fruit with fruited yogurt. Blend in Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. Spoon into a ready-made graham cracker crust and freeze. Then,
Watch it disappear.
the disappearing yogurt pie, a delicious dessert idea made with Cool Whip.
Not so fast, Jake.
Uh-oh. I just can't resist carrot cake, Sarah.
But it's not finished yet. At Tucker Inn, every dessert gets topped with the fresh taste of Cool Whip. Or it's just not dessert.
Cool Whip does taste fresh. Fresh as homemade. Makes dessert taste better.
Snitching carrot cake without Cool Whip really is a crime.
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
To me, it's just not dessert without Cool Whip. Tastes fresh as homemade.
Oh, where's Sarah Tucker?
She'll be back. What's wrong?
Everyone says this isn't a Tucker Inn dessert.
You served it like that?
Yes.
They're right. You know what Sarah says.
No. Oh, remember, it's my first day.
It's just not dessert without the fresh taste of Cool Whip.
Not just fresh. Tastes fresh as homemade. It does make desserts taste better.
Sarah says that, too.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
To me, it's just not dessert without Cool Whip. Tastes fresh as homemade.
Cool Whip puts an end to invisible desserts.
Ever get the feeling that nobody notices your desserts? How's dessert? I don't think they're too thrilled. Maybe I can get them to notice dessert if I top it off with Cool Whip.
This dessert's great, Mom. Can we have desserts like this all the time?
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes as fresh as homemade. It makes desserts they'll notice. Something happens to everyday desserts when you top them with Cool Whip. Suddenly, Simple Peaches become.
Simply sensational.
Simple Pound Cake becomes.
Simply sensational.
And Simple Gelatin?
Simply sensational.
Cool Whip tastes as fresh as homemade, and that gives any dessert a holiday flavor any day of the week. Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping makes simple desserts
simply sensational.
Cool Whip and Jell-O Gelatin introduce the magical light and fruity pie. Now you see it.
Now you don't.
It's so light and creamy.
Now you see it.
Now you don't.
And you can make it in 8 minutes. Just dissolve and thicken Jell-O brand gelatin. Blend in Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. Spoon into a ready-made graham cracker crust and chill.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
The magical light and fruity pie made with Cool Whip and Jell-O Gelatin. See recipe in women's magazines.
This is half a pie. This is the other half. In 8 minutes, you can put them together to make a pie so creamy, so light and fruity, it melts in your mouth. Watch. Just dissolve and thicken Jell-O brand gelatin. Blend in Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. Spoon into a ready-made graham cracker crust and chill.
They call it the light and fruity pie.
But we just call it delicious.
The light and fruity pie from Jell-O Gelatin and Cool Whip. See the recipe in women's magazines.
My desserts just never miss when I add the Cool Whip kiss. Pound cakes plain, they all insist, till I add the Cool Whip kiss. Rice pudding lacks much interest, till I add the Cool Whip kiss.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping tastes fresh as homemade. So to make everyday desserts taste even better for your family, kiss them with Cool Whip.
My desserts just never miss when I add the Cool Whip kiss.
Sarah Tucker, welcome.
I need help. What's wrong? Bob's bored with my desserts. How can I,
Spice up your spice cake?
Right.
At Tucker Inn, every dessert is topped with the fresh taste of Cool Whip. Or it's just not dessert.
Cool Whip tastes fresh. Fresh as homemade. It does make dessert taste better.
Great dessert, honey.
Cool Whip saved the day.
Save the spice cake.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
To me, it's just not dessert without Cool Whip. Tastes fresh as homemade.
I need a fresh idea for my strawberries.
Got Jell-O Gelatin?
Uh-huh.
Cool Whip?
Yup.
And you've got something fresh. A delicious pie you make in 8 minutes. Just dissolve and thicken Jell-O brand gelatin. Blend in Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping and sliced fresh fruit. Spoon into a ready-made graham cracker crust and chill.
Great pie, Mom.
Fresh fruit, Jell-O Gelatin, and Cool Whip. We're doing fresh things with pies. Want to make a mouth-watering pie in just 8 minutes? With strawberries, Jell-O Gelatin, and Cool Whip, you've got it made. Just dissolve and thicken Jell-O brand gelatin. Blend in Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping and sliced fresh fruit. Spoon into a ready-made graham cracker crust and chill. You never tasted pie so light and refreshing.
Great pie, Mom.
Mouth-watering pie with fresh fruit, Jell-O Gelatin, and Cool Whip. You've got it made.
Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip. Yum, 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 yum. Comes whipped. Yum, 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 yum. All whipped. Yum, 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 yum. Cool Whip. Yum, 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 yum.
It's new. It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. New Cool Whip comes whipped. Bird's Eye freezes it to keep it fresh, right in its own little bowl. All you do is dip it out. Keeps weeks in the refrigerator, ready to serve. It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. But it's light on you and the budget too. It's new.
Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip.
In your grocer's freezer now.
Comes Whip.
Another first from Birdseye.
Cool Whip.
Try it.
It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste.
Yum. That good old-fashioned taste. And it comes all whipped. It's Cool Whip, new from Birdseye. It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. New Cool Whip comes whipped. Birdseye freezes it to keep it fresh, right in its own little bowl. All you do is dip it out. Tastes luscious on strawberries. Great on gingerbread. Every kind of pudding. Put it on Jell-O gelatin. Plop it on pie. It keeps weeks in the refrigerator, all ready to serve. New Cool Whip is light on you and the budget too. The first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste.
Don't eat it all.
Try it. Another first from Birdseye in your grocer's freezer now.
That's good.
New Cool Whip. Yum. Yum. That good old-fashioned taste. And it comes all whipped. It's Cool Whip, new from Birdseye. It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. New Cool Whip comes whipped. Birdseye freezes it to keep it fresh, right in its own little bowl. All you do is dip it out. Tastes luscious on strawberries. Great on gingerbread. Every kind of pudding. Put it on Jell-O gelatin. Plop it on pie. It keeps weeks in the refrigerator, all ready to serve. New Cool Whip is light on you and the budget too. The first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste.
Don't eat it all.
Try it. Another first from Birdseye in your grocer's freezer now.
That's good.
New Cool Whip. Yum.
Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip. Yum, 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 yum. Comes with yum, 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 yum. All whip. Yum, 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 yum. Cool Whip. Yum, 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 yum.
It's new. The first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. New Cool Whip comes whipped. Birdseye freezes it to keep it fresh, right in its own little bowl. All you do is dip it out. Keeps in the refrigerator ready to serve. On pudding, cake, berries. Has lots less calories than whipped cream you make. Costs less too. The first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. It's new.
Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip.
In your grocer's freezer now.
Comes with
Brand new from Birdseye.
Cool Whip.
Try it.
It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip.
It's new. The first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste.
Comes whipped.
In its own little bowl. It keeps in the refrigerator, ready to serve.
All whipped.
Has lots less calories than whipped cream you make. New from Birdseye.
Cool Whip.
Try it.
It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip.
Cool Whip goes like whipped cream, but it comes whipped. Just dip it out.
Comes whipped.
Cool Whip goes like whipped cream, but it comes with lots less calories than whipped cream you make.
Cool Whip.
Goes like whipped cream, but it comes frozen. Keeps in your refrigerator.
Cool Whip goes like whipped cream.
Cool Whip topping, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip.
Cool Whip goes like whipped cream, but it comes whipped. Just dip it out.
Comes whipped.
Cool Whip goes like whipped cream, but it comes with lots less calories than whipped cream you make.
Cool Whip.
Goes like whipped cream, but it comes frozen.
keeps in your refrigerator.
Cool Whip goes like whipped cream.
Cool Whip topping, yum.
Yoo-hoo! Anybody home? I'll put these here. What's this? Cool Whip. It's already whipped. Tastes marvelous. Lots less calories than whipped cream you make. I can't resist it. Oh, Mabel, I made these for you, but how could a whipped cream lover resist?
Cool Whip is the topping whipped cream lovers love. Try it. You'll see why. Cool Whip from Bird's Eye. This is Cool Whip, Bird's Eye's improvement on whipped cream. Cool Whip topping comes whipped. That's an improvement. It keeps whipped in your refrigerator. Another improvement. Non-dairy Cool Whip has lots less calories than whipped cream you make. Certainly an improvement. Now, about the taste. What's to improve? Cool Whip starts with a perfect taste and goes on from there. A definite improvement on whipped cream.
Hey, Sergeant, you want some of this new Cool Whip topping?
Later, pile. I'm getting in shape in case our Cool Whip contest winner's a girl. Anybody can win a trip to Hollywood and a guest appearance on the show.
With us?
Yeah. What a prize. Just send your name and address and the side label, or write the words Cool Whip on a piece of paper. Get full details at your grocer's freezer. Over 1,000 other prizes, too.
Cool Whip.
Pile! Pile!
Announcing a definite improvement on whipped cream. Cool Whip non-dairy topping. Cool Whip comes whipped. That's an improvement. It keeps whipped in your refrigerator. Another improvement. Cool Whip has lots less calories than whipped cream you make. Certainly an improvement. Now, about the taste.
Yum, 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 yum.
What's to improve?
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip from Bird's Eye. Announcing a definite improvement on whipped cream. Cool Whip non-dairy topping. Cool Whip comes whipped. That's an improvement. It keeps whipped in your refrigerator. Another improvement. Cool Whip has lots less calories than whipped cream you make. Certainly an improvement. Now, about the taste.
Yum, 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 yum.
What's to improve?
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip from Bird's Eye.
It used to be, when you wanted a rich, creamy-tasting topping for your fanciest desserts, your guests had to wait. And wait.
And wait.
Today, things are different with non-dairy Cool Whip. It's always ready when you are because it's already whipped, with lots less calories than whipped cream you have to make. And Cool Whip's taste, it's...
Cool Whip?
Thank you.
Red.
Just a small piece, please. Oh, smaller than it. Half of that. A little less. That's fine. Fine.
Mama said.
Fine.
Oh, he wants the Cool Whip.
Because non-dairy Cool Whip has all the good old-fashioned taste with lots less calories than whipped cream you have to make. And because it's a topping that comes already whipped and is so easy to use, some people like a little pie with their Cool Whip.
I can't wait. Would you take
They're ready for dessert.
All right, dear. There's 10 pumpkin pies, 9 with Cool Whip, 5 plum puddings, all with Cool Whip, 6 cherry tarts, 5 with Cool Whip, and 8 mince pies, 7 with Cool Whip. And no pie for Uncle Harry, just Cool Whip.
Oh, that Uncle Harry.
Why bother with a beater? Non-dairy Cool Whip topping comes already whipped, but tastes like you went to a whole lot of trouble.
Blueberry pie, cherry, strawberry chiffon, apple, coconut custard, and banana cream. And we have strawberries, elderberries, fresh peaches, and fruit cup, chocolate pudding. Cakes, we have pound, angel food, yellow, and we have sun.
Do you have Cool Whip?
Of course, blueberry pie with Cool Whip.
Good.
Or cherry pie with Cool Whip.
Yes?
Or the fresh peach pie with Cool Whip.
Cool Whip non-dairy topping comes already whipped with a creamy, old-fashioned taste. No wonder any dessert is more
Fresh appealing. peaches with Cool Whip.
Announcing a definite improvement on whipped cream. Cool Whip non-dairy topping. Cool Whip comes whipped. That's an improvement. It keeps whipped in your refrigerator, another improvement. Cool Whip has lots less calories than whipped cream you make, certainly an improvement. Now, about the taste.
Yum, 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 yum.
What's to improve?
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip from Bird's Eye.
Cool Whip, non-dairy topping, already whipped and ready to serve, is so deliciously rich and creamy, it makes even ordinary strawberries just plain beautiful.
Once again, we're turning good old ice cream into a delicious sundae. Chocolate today, and is it ever easy? Ice cream, syrup, and now, rich, creamy, non-dairy Cool Whip topping. So easy, comes already whipped, ready to serve. Ladies, turn ice cream into sundaes with Cool Whip, and your family's taste buds will tap dance on their tongues. Oh, next week, banana splits.
You got any blueberry pie to go with this?
No, that was last month.
How about strawberry pie?
Last month, too.
Pumpkin pie?
That's next month. How about any of these?
Oh.
Even when a dessert goes out of season, rich, creamy Cool Whip goes on. Non-dairy Cool Whip topping comes already whipped, ready to serve.
All right, all of them.
Seasons change, desserts change, but Cool Whip goes on forever.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping comes ready to serve. So it's always easy to enjoy its rich, creamy taste. And the more you eat, the harder it is to do without. In fact, there are those who contend that dessert without Cool Whip is just not dessert. Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping is so convenient and tastes so good that the word dessert has taken on a whole new meaning. Something to put Cool Whip on. In fact, there are those who contend that dessert without Cool Whip is just not dessert.
Making a perfect whip topping can be a headache. There's the headache of measuring, there's the headache of mixing, and there's the headache of making a mistake. Non-dairy Cool Whip provides instant relief from these headaches. Because you don't mix or measure, you always get a perfect tasting whip topping. To make a beautiful dessert even more beautiful, just spoon on Cool Whip. Cool Whip cures all sorts of headaches.
You can never go wrong topping any dessert with Cool Whip, the non-dairy whip topping. All you need are a few simple instructions. Ready? First, place your thumb and index finger on the lid, rotating your hand 180 degrees to remove cover. Now, insert spoon into bowl at an angle of not more than 90 degrees. With a semicircular arm motion, scoop out a dollop of Cool Whip and place it on your favorite dessert. Repeat scooping process until desired amount of Cool Whip is achieved. You've just prepared a beautiful dessert without whipping, mixing, or making a mistake. Wasn't that easy?
Even a child can't make a mistake with Cool Whip, but speaking frankly, it's no fun. Cool Whip makes the best delicious desserts, but it's no fun, because you can't mess up measuring. It's no fun, because you can't make an icky mess mixing. There isn't even a can to squirt. It's foolproof, but no fun. Obviously, Cool Whip is for mothers.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping is so convenient and tastes so good that the word dessert has taken on a whole new meaning. Something to put Cool Whip on. So, when you run out of Cool Whip, you might as well have run out of dessert.
Without
Without a beautiful whipped topping, my Murray cannot eat a dessert. Ice cream doesn't get down. Would you believe pudding sticks in this one's throat? Do you know how hard it is to make a nice topping? So then you know how easy it is to make a mistake. That's why I use non-dairy Cool Whip. It's foolproof, and because you don't fool around mixing and measuring, you can't make a mistake. Oh, my Murray loves it. And what's good for my Murray is good for America. Right, sweetheart?
Anyone can make a mistake. A little too much of this, a little too little of that, and your cooking triumph can turn to tragedy. That's why we make delicious Cool Whip more than delicious. We make it ready to serve. And because you don't measure or mix, no matter what else goes wrong, your topping always turns out tasting right. Non-dairy Cool Whip. If it works for him, it'll work for you.
Strawberries come and strawberries go. Peaches come and peaches go. Desserts come and desserts go. They change with the seasons. But Cool Whip is always in season. Non-dairy Cool Whip topping comes already whipped and ready to serve. Rich and creamy on any dessert. Cool Whip goes on forever.
Time to ring out the old and bring in the new. I guess progress is progress.
We've enjoyed a lot of Cool Whip together, Fred.
It's been one delicious time.
So long, old friend.
Introducing new improved non-dairy Cool Whip with a creamier, fresher taste. Soon it will replace our original Cool Whip on the desserts of millions of people, and in time, even in their hearts.
Happy new Cool Whip!
We've just improved strawberries, apple pie, chocolate pudding, and cake. How? By improving Cool Whip. Introducing new Cool Whip, a creamier, smoother Cool Whip with a fresher, lighter taste that improves every dessert. In fact, by improving Cool Whip, we've even improved the spoon. Non-dairy Cool Whip. We made the best better.
Of all the toppings you can buy, Cool Whip is the creamiest, smoothest, and best-tasting topping. And because Cool Whip tastes best, it's only natural to save the best for last. Non-dairy Cool Whip, the topping that tops them all.
When we first introduced non-dairy Cool Whip, it was the best-tasting topping you could buy. We didn't think anyone could top us. And up until now, we were right. But now we've topped our own topping. Now there's a new improved Cool Whip, a creamier, smoother Cool Whip, with a fresher, lighter taste. No one could top us. So we topped our own topping. New Cool Whip. We've made the best better.
Ever since we improved non-dairy Cool Whip, it's so delicious, you just can't help eating more of it. So for a limited time, we're going to give you more. 1/3 more, free, when you buy the specially marked large size. We're giving 1/3 more because new improved Cool Whip, with its great natural taste, is so delicious, you're going to need more.
Your next dessert is only as good as the topping. Because the topping, although it's the last thing you add, is the first thing you eat. So don't take a chance with an ordinary topping. Cool Whip has a great natural taste that not only gets your dessert off to a great start, it carries it through to a happy ending. Non-dairy Cool Whip, the last thing you add, the first thing you eat.
This isn't Cool Whip, Martha.
There wasn't enough for the both of us, Harold, so I gave you another topping, and I took the last of the Cool Whip.
Is it raining? Maybe it's just Mrs. Taylor watering her lawn.
What's that?
Once you've tried the great natural taste of Cool Whip, it's hard to settle for any other whip topping.
You missed it.
Non-dairy Cool Whip. You can taste the difference.
Look, it's Haley's Comet.
Most toppings look alike, but what's really important is how they taste. And only Cool Whip. That's not Cool Whip. Only Cool Whip. Only Cool Whip, with its great natural taste, tastes as good as it looks. Other toppings look great. Cool Whip tastes great. Non-dairy Cool Whip. You can taste the difference.
Announcing a whole new idea in whip topping. The great natural taste of non-dairy Cool Whip in a squeezable container. New Cool Whip Swirl. It makes swirls and puffs and rosettes and beautiful desserts. This is Cool Whip, the best frozen whip topping you can buy. People use it because it's delicious. This is an aerosol topping. People use it because it makes pretty desserts. Now we've created another way to enjoy Cool Whip by combining the great natural taste of Cool Whip in a bowl with the pretty little swirls of an aerosol. Introducing new non-dairy Cool Whip Swirl. The best of both possible worlds.
Pass the Cool Whip, Harry.
In a minute.
What are you doing, Harry? Pass the Cool Whip.
I'm making a castle.
Would you pass the Cool Whip, Harry?
This is the hard part. I'm doing the tower.
Introducing new delicious Cool Whip Swirl. The great natural taste of Cool Whip in a squeezable container. A whole new idea in topping. It's so much fun to use. You may never get to taste it. Non-dairy Cool Whip Swirl.
Harry?
This is a decorating cone. A great idea that chefs for centuries have used to make exquisite-looking desserts. This is non-dairy Cool Whip, a revolutionary idea. Women use it to make exquisite-tasting desserts. We combined a great old idea and a revolutionary new idea and came up with new Cool Whip Swirl, the great natural taste of Cool Whip in a squeezable container. A revolutionary old idea. Introducing a fascinating new kind of Cool Whip.
Hey, look what I made.
Aha! Going with a new Cool Whip again.
New Cool Whip Swirl. The great taste of Cool Whip in a squeezable container.
Come on, Dad, it's my turn. Who's there?
Let's get out of here.
They're at the new Cool Whip again.
New non-dairy Cool Whip Swirl. It's so pretty you just can't help helping yourself. Introducing Cool Whip Swirl, a new concept in whip toppings. It's the great natural taste of Cool Whip in a squeezable container. With Swirl, you don't just make desserts, you create them.
Well, let's dig in.
New non-dairy Cool Whip Swirl. It's almost too pretty to eat.
Couldn't we just look at it for a little while?
This is non-dairy Cool Whip. It's easy to use, it makes pretty desserts, and it's the best tasting topping you can buy. This is Cool Whip also. New Cool Whip Swirl. It's easy to use, it makes pretty desserts, and being Cool Whip, it's the best tasting topping you can buy. The only difference is this one makes pretty dollops, and this one makes pretty swirls. Now Cool Whip can run rings around anything. New Cool Whip Swirl.
This is my Alice, a great wife, mother, and penny pincher. Once again, Alice is going to try and fool us by filling an empty Cool Whip bowl with another whip topping. Here's Alice now with her cleverly disguised substitute. Oops, she forgot the spoon. Quickly, we switch to the real non-dairy Cool Whip. Thinking it's the substitute, Alice dishes out the real Cool Whip. Is she in for a surprise?
This really tastes great.
When is Alice going to learn? You can taste the difference.
And now the birthday girl is going to decorate her own cake.
Happy birthday.
Introducing Cool Whip Swiggle, a new idea in whipped toppings. The great natural taste of Cool Whip in a squeezable container. With new non-dairy Cool Whip Swiggle, you don't just make desserts, you create them.
I wish I could keep this cake forever.
Introducing Cool Whip Swiggle, a new idea in whipped toppings. The great natural taste of Cool Whip in a squeezable container. With Swiggle, you don't just make desserts, you create them. Let's dig in. New non-dairy Cool Whip Swiggle. It's almost too pretty to eat.
Couldn't we just look at it for a while?
Some party. Strawberry mousse topped with Cool Whip.
Cool Whip Swiggle on Fudge King.
This doesn't taste like Cool Whip.
You're right.
Let me see that. You're right, she's right. This isn't Cool Whip.
I told you.
Once you try the great natural taste of Cool Whip, it's hard to settle for another topping. Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. You can taste the difference.
Every Sunday, all the kids in the neighborhood go to Mrs. Grimpley's house for brownies, topped with a great natural taste of Cool Whip Swiggle. One Sunday, Mrs. Cranston next door decided to make the same brownies, only topped with another whip topping. Oh, Mrs. Cranston, when will you learn you can taste the difference? Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Now that Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping comes in the Swiggle dessert decorator, you don't just make desserts, you create them.
Ribbons, ruffles, stars, rosettes. John.
Edith. Ma. With Cool Whip Swiggle, it's easy to create a sensation. Edith.
Out here in strawberry country, you'll see the fattest, juiciest strawberries ever. We think there's only two ways to eat them. Fresh picked and with Cool Whip. We like Cool Whip's great natural taste. With our berries, it's got to be Cool Whip.
Georgie,
Oh, it's great, Dad.
what about your father's strawberries?
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
Everything I make for my Ernie tastes like his mother's cooking. She likes to make homemade sauce. I like to make homemade sauce. She likes to bake homemade pies. I like to bake homemade pies. She makes homemade whipped topping. I don't make homemade whipped topping because we think Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping tastes just as good as homemade. The time I save not making homemade whipped topping, I use making something else homemade.
Cool Whip tastes as good as homemade.
She's terrific.
We're at a New York ice cream parlor to test Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping against the other leading topping.
Okay, Mr. Russell, you can turn around now and test them.
We haven't told Jim Russell, an experienced fountain man, which is which.
This is the one I like. Well, no wonder it's Cool Whip. It's delicious and it brings out the flavor of the ice cream.
We're going to make changes. Believe me, statistics show people want fewer anchovies. Victor, Cool Whip on every dessert.
But Maurice, boss, your papa say always use homemade.
Not anymore. Statistics show more people use Cool Whip than any other whip topping.
Like Papa said, give the people what they want, so long as it's good.
It is cool.
Statistics, he's Papa's boy.
Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping. More people use it, more people must like it.
Honey, I know the budget's tight, but the kids are complaining. I love roast chicken and chicken fricassee and chicken salad, but all in 1 week? Hey, what's that?
Just chocolate pudding layered with Cool Whip.
It looks delicious. Well, I'll take the big one.
How did everybody like the chicken?
Chicken?
What chicken?
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. The last thing they eat's the thing they remember.
I'm not a do-it-yourself fanatic. I just think there's lots of things I can make better than the things I can buy. But Cool Whip's something I always buy. It does delicious things to all my desserts. I love Cool Whip's natural taste. So does John, but he's so busy being an eat-it-yourself fanatic, he can't even speak. Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping makes your delicious desserts more delicious.
What a night for Uncle George to drop in.
He comes on meatloaf night. He gets meatloaf.
Pudding? You can't give Uncle George pudding.
With Cool Whip, chocolate pudding is chocolat imperial.
Uncle George, chocolate imperiale. This dessert is superb.
Ma, chocolate pudding with Cool Whip is great.
Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. All's well that ends well with Cool Whip.
My wife's a wizard. She's going to turn that pound cake into something wonderful. She slices horizontally, spreads thin layers of Cool Whip, slices vertically, tops with fruit, and a heaping, scrumptious spoonful of Cool Whip. From pound cake to Cool Whip layered pound cake in 4 minutes. And now we'll make something delicious disappear. Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping. Delicious desserts in minutes.
Why did I do it? Why did I switch from the leading whip topping in a can to Cool Whip Swiggle? Swiggle is prettier, but that wasn't why. Both cost about the same, so it wasn't the price. Why did I switch from the leading one in a can to Swiggle?
Because Cool Whip Swiggle tastes fresher.
That's why.
Cool Whip Swiggle non-dairy whip topping. So fresh tasting.
There's only one way to make a quilt. This way. I'm Sarah Tucker. And the way I see it, there's a right way of doing everything, even topping a dessert. And that's with Cool Whip. It's the fresh taste we all love.
It's Cool Whip, isn't it, Sarah?
It tastes so fresh.
It's Cool Whip.
And that's a fact.
The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
One great fresh taste deserves another. So when I make a fresh dessert, what goes on top has to be Cool Whip. You might have read my book or my column in McCall's. I'm Mary Rogers, and my family, quite honestly, has come to expect the best.
It tastes so fresh.
It's Cool Whip.
See what I mean?
The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
Well, I finally got married. And I'm going to do everything to keep him happy. The way to a man's heart is through desserts topped with fresh-tasting Cool Whip.
For me?
For you.
It tastes so fresh.
So fresh?
So fresh. It must be.
It is.
Cool Whip.
The great fresh taste tells you it's Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping.
When Twinkle Toast Tilly accidentally tripped, she dropped chocolate pudding into a bowl of Cool Whip non-dairy whip topping and got an idea. Her family loved the new dessert she called Pudding Puzzle. Now there's layered pound cake cover-up, gelatin jumble, and whenever there's a crash in the kitchen, everyone expects a new dessert. Cool Whip. It's a lot more than a topping.
It's new. It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. New Cool Whip comes whipped. Bird's Eye freezes it to keep it fresh, right in its own little bowl. All you do is dip it out. Keeps weeks in the refrigerator, ready to serve. It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste. but it's light on you and the budget too. It's new.
Yum, yum, yum. Cool Whip.
In your grocer's freezer now.
Comes whipped.
Another first from Birdseye.
Cool Whip.
Try it.
It's the first modern topping with that good old-fashioned taste.
How's dessert?
That's good.
Well, let me kiss it and make it better.
You want to kiss the pudding?
With Cool Whip. Kiss your berries, kiss your cake. Come on and kiss every dessert you make. Kiss it and make it better with Cool Whip.
Desserts go from good to better with Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping because Cool Whip tastes fresh as homemade. So for any good dessert,
Kiss it and make it better with Cool Whip.
That's better.
I'm a beautiful strawberry when squirted with whipped topping from a can. I'm more beautiful when swiggled with Cool Whip. She is more beautiful, but didn't that cost a lot? About the same as yours. And swiggle tastes fresher than the leading whipped topping from a can. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does.
Cool Whip Swiggle non-dairy whipped topping. So fresh tasting.
Won't somebody Cool Whip